So today we have Nischal with us. Nischal is a founder of a brand called Minicult, where he has nailed the marketplace distribution. So he is focusing on a fashion for kids, and it's a kids comfort wear brand. So today we are going to explore how Nischal has scaled and nailed the D2C game within the marketplace as an ecosystem. Why don't you quickly introduce about you and Minicult? Sure.
Hi everybody, and sorry to keep you so late also here on a Friday night. So, Nischal Sharma. So we started as a very small brand. We started from a refuse wardrobe. It was like a product order of around 50,000 rupees and some 200-300 products we ordered and we tried. So we did some competition analysis for a couple of months. There were some tools, AMG tracker and things where you can check the products of other brands. And we did that research with brands and we saw a big white space in between. There are no products existing in this time. We started back in 2018. At that time, it was there. Brands were there, but not very vividly. So we found a gap, we started, and it clicked. We even received our first order on the first day itself, organically, that we launched on Amazon. And that came from, I would say, from my hometown. I come from Vadodara, not from here. So we launched on the first day, very first day, somehow organically we received our order. And it started. And post-COVID, we being in Bangalore was the best thing, and the overall support that Bangalore gives to the system and the government here supported the e-commerce and things. Give us an edge over others, and we started getting good traction after that, and then rest is history. We are going forward with the suggestions that they give, and we are completely in tune with the marketplaces. So
How did you go about identifying a gap within while there are so many players in a similar space like First Cry or like a lot of players who have been there for a while ago. Like how did you go about identifying the gap, and why did you go about determining marketplace as an option to go live first?
So at that time, 2018, I would say marketplace was the boom. Like as of now, the quick commerce is coming up. At that time, e-commerce was coming. It was not completely inbred in everyone's home, which is completely still not there, but the penetration is very high right now. And I would say, so my co-founder is my sister. She had a kid recently, and they found it very difficult to find clothes for a kid in Bangalore and around things. There were very basic things and very basic hardcore brands. If someone would have shopped from a local market in the city, there was a Zero brand which was existing, which sells very plain clothes. And First Cry was also there, but they are very focused towards certain sets at that time. So First Cry has also grown very big from at that time to currently. It's a big ecosystem. Even they are gone into education and all of the things. So we tried. So we had certain issues at our home. We saw this is the problem that is happening. It's not available in malls, in normal shops and things. So we found it. So clothes were simple. We started with a very funky design clothes. I come from design background. My partner also comes from design background. So we introduced all our prints, and I would say today also when I see there is only one kid in the room right now, but that kid is also very fond of my products. So that was a good thing to see today also. Okay. So we introduced all of our prints, and it did well for us. And at the time no one was doing. So I would say still in that thing, my product leads in Amazon, Flipkart and Myntra. There would be no all over pajamas that we sell the most is the highest rated product on Amazon with the highest ratings and review crossing 30 to 40,000. Similar on Flipkart and on Myntra also. So Myntra is a very, I would say, review-wise, it's a very biased platform. If you do one wrong thing and they're going to complain for sure. But you're selling a right product, out of 100, only 2 people or 3 people would be, 2 to 3% would be giving you a review. There also we are clocking around 8 to 10,000 reviews, which is clocking the category in kids wear also in some places. So that we somehow we manage that.
So you're present in Amazon, Flipkart and Myntra.
Mostly we are present, omnipresence in marketplaces.
Almost all the marketplaces that we can think of.
Yes.
And how did you go about, how was your design background? You mentioned that you came from a design background, right? So how was that helpful in actually scaling, and venturing into this specific ecosystem?
So I would say, we did not like to paint clothes and things or more colorful patterns. At the time, the colorful patterns were not very much available or very basic bland things were available. So bringing a funky design or the designs like bringing dinosaur completely. Now, if you see the kids wear dinosaur as a dominant product, dinosaurs or shark. Baby shark came also, but sharks and dinosaur leads very much in the kids category, and
Okay.
somehow they like it. Kids like those things. So introducing those things helped us a lot. So
Okay.
it's trial and error, hit and error that we are doing. But some different prints, different colors, and parents like their kid in a different kind of colors and vibrant. So it is also appealing to the parents, not the kids. Obviously, is not making the decision. So there, the key decision maker was the parent who sees what kind of product my kid is liking or what toy he is liking, some kind of a print or design they would like to see in the T-shirt they are also wearing, and it changes every month. One month they are liking solar system, other month they could be liking cars, and third month it would be something else.
Okay. So the trend changes. Okay. So it's sharks, it's solar system, dinosaurs,
Cars.
cars. Okay. All right. Do you also see? So are you planning to expand beyond kids wear right now, like any other TG apart from kids?
Yeah, we do, but in kids, I would say. So we currently are stick to completely comfort, right? We are selling day-to-day wear. We are selling t-shirts, pajamas, joggers. We are not into the fashion or the casual wear or the party wear. Even the ethnic is not there in our portfolio. So we have many verticals to scale into kids wear also first. Then we will look to venture towards other categories also.
So you're too focused towards first nailing the specific niche and then
Yeah.
entering into the.
We try. We are focusing all our attention towards this product and building. So we have doing work from last 6-7 years. One season we tried launching a lot of things, lot of styles, and none of them worked very well because our attention was spread in too many things. Then from the next year we decided that we will decide few set of clothes or few set of products that we will be targeting very heavily, and we will launch subcategories also, sub brands also, different designs also, which are also going with the collection. Just like a album of songs. One song does very well. The marketing of that one song is great, and other things goes by. So something on the similar things. And if something is great, it will pop out without any marketing or any kind of thing from our side.
Okay, so I think this is one of the important lessons, especially for founders, where we are spreading too thin across, experimenting tons of things, trying to get into different, I would say, focus markets, right? How do you go about identifying that niche and double down on that, nail that, and then think about expanding into, different, I would say, industries or categories. So that's a great lesson. How did you go about identifying like your first, I would say, 100 customers, and how painful it was, to actually get to the customers, be in their shelves, and get the feedbacks, actual feedbacks, especially because you're focusing on marketplaces.
So, as I said, we launched on the first day and we received an organic order from the starting itself. So, it was not very tough. And at that time, the marketplaces were also pushing organic products. A new seller, today also, if a new seller will come, they would get a better visibility than me because they like new people to come and pop up. But if they are not doing well for a long enough time, they might get down at the metrics and it might not work for them. Then they have to go to paid marketing and performance marketing for the products. So it was not very difficult. It took some time. I would say the first month, the whole month was 100 orders at that time. And feedback, when it comes to Amazon, you cannot directly reach the customer. They truncate the data. They will not show the addresses you get, obviously, but the phone numbers and things are kept confidential, so the customer does not get harassed. And that's why also we are saying, I would say that's a good thing to do.
Okay. And I think one interesting aspect about Nischal is you have not raised any external capital so far, right?
I would say positive from day one.
Okay.
We are doing that. Not looking forward also as of now.
Not looking forward. Have you got any interest from investors who have reached out to you so far?
Yes, I would say a few. So, a couple of years, Mensa brand came into this. So, at that time, there was a very strong boom in industry, and we reached out with few people, but we were not aligned. We are doing decently well in the trajectory that we have planned. We are going very well enough with that. So as of now, it's going great for us. The only thing we would be venturing with we're going in partnership with some VC where they also bring a very strong proposition for our business, where they are adding a value to it, or they are putting it in some new places, or are opening up a new line to something. Then it makes sense. The money thing, there are other options also, and that is what we are exactly looking for. But a better value or their greater inputs is that we would value more.
And I think for some of the founders over here, or gonna be founders who in the initial phase who would want to raise an external capital, right, versus how to go about having that mindset of actually getting and clocking a revenue without raising external capital for a while, and why is it important?
I would say nowadays it's a very difficult thing for one person to think about a startup and not raise a capital. So a lot of people start business that we will raise capital. If the capital is not coming, their business will not start. That is their basic foundation, and I don't think so. The idea should be working like that. The idea should be strong enough to start without capital. Also, to take it to hundreds and millions of people is it should be the funds that it is needed. But from the start, I don't think so. The capital should be the catalyst of a business idea.
Okay, and how to say no to probably just capital, like you said, right? You chose not to go ahead with some investment options because it didn't fit into the proportions that you wanted, right? So how to go about identifying the right investors or choosing the right investors and asking right questions that might align with your business goals?
So currently we have not found the right investor in us, so exactly I would not know the answer to it. But when we had talks, their intention was to get certain percent of the stake, and then we will help you connect with few of the brands, and then we get you connected with Amazon and this. That were the things that were coming from the side. And somehow we been starting with these marketplaces, we also had decent connects with the categories inside this organizations also. So that is not exactly that we were looking for, and funds I say was not our priority in the first place. Obviously it is needed, but there are other channels also from where we can get funded. We get a VC inside, there is a different pressure to just keep on pushing the numbers and optimizing things, and so it adds a different kind of pressure to overall system. So that was not the key thing for us.
No, absolutely. I think that's one of the key insight, especially when chasing an investment money, you become too, I would say, desperate for the money, because of a lot of factors. And while that might turn out to be a bad decision,
it turns out good for a lot of us. It has turned out very good also, and people are doing good, but it did not align with our statement because it will add up a lot of pressure. Some people goes to put because there is a lot of pressure coming. There is a constant pressure of people performing month on month, week on week, and obviously there would be some slack months where it is not working for you. In India, it's a very seasonal market also. Some things will work very drastically in the Diwali and the sale season and things, and some might not work in December, January. So for us, after December, the sale goes very down, and it's overall an e-commerce trade where January, February, fashion does not work well. So it's a season change in India where it is coming from winter to summer, and summer also completely sets in India till March, April. So a lot of people stop buying winter clothes and things, and summer collection is not in the market yet because it's too early for a collection to be launched. So Jan Feb for any kind of a business would be a slower turnaround time.
that's a good insight. I think in terms of managing operations, right? Like now you brought up the concept of seasonality. How do you, like as you scale, I think in the initial days you still have control over your operations and a lot of inventory that you are managing. But as you scale, given there are factors like seasonality, different, or even like I think now quick commerce has come into picture, right? Like you have different, I would say, factors that will come in without, you might have not even thought about these different factors. So how can founders or how can someone who's setting up processes think about having those frameworks or operations in place that can actually limit any probably challenges or issues that might come in later.
So we did not exactly do the quick commerce, but when we are saying in India is too huge to cater to from one single place. So we started doing in Amazon, it's called FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, and similar it happens by Flipkart also. And they have their warehouses across the nation at all the hub places and across. So, a couple of years, Amazon came up with a metrics there. A target for a seller should be that their product should be under 300 kilometers range of a user, the major part of it. And if you are hitting it, they will consider as a local city. Because 300 kilometers is a journey that a product can make in 24 hours time, and they can promise the next day delivery and things. So following that, we opened up around in 7 to 8 different states. We have warehouses, and overall considering business, we have more than 30 different warehouses registered across India where we send our goods, and seeing the radius of 300 kilometers, we are reaching major part of it. And then we see the order share from where it is coming more, where we should reach first or second, or what should be the priority list. It comes in the data. So data helps us a lot in that sense.
Okay. Lastly, I would say my interesting take on the partnerships. I have personally witnessed in my career and across different companies I've worked with, partnerships have worked immensely, especially to see that exponential growth. And I think you have cracked partnerships with some of the amazing merchandisers like franchisees like Marvel, Disney, Spider-Man, and just curious, what was the thought process behind selecting these, I would say, brands as your partners, and how challenging was it when you had to crack a partnership because you were a new brand, and how did you go about scaling given now you have partnership with some of these largest brands?
So, as I said, we are not selling to the kids, we are selling to the parents. So, our relevance should be more towards the parents, what parents are liking, and there is a connection between Disney and our living. All of us currently, the age group that is ordering majorly has seen the Disney cartoons, they have seen the overall Marvel universe grow up and all the things. So, even it is down after the Iron Man not being there, it's going down, but still Marvel works very well. And classic cartoon characters like Disney, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and these are no-brainers for a kid. When someone is ordering for a kid, if they are not, when there are set of POP designs, we tried certain chest prints and things, but it was not doing very great. So we saw that we should get something more where they connect, and getting such characters helped us. So once someone, they will not put a lot of brain in when they say Mickey Mouse thing, it would look good on the t-shirt, they know the cartoon, they will get it. The newer cartoons, they might not be able to order unless they know the kid sees the Paw Patrol, which is currently going right now. It would take more time, but they also have their relevance, they have their biases. A person buying Harry Potter t-shirt for a kid is a different thing only, because the father is the fan, the mother likes very much the Harry Potter fan following is happening there, that's why they like it. So connecting to the parent as well as the kid is something that happens, and that's why we choose this set of characters. And the challenges, I would say, it was different. So earlier we started with Superman, Batman and things, and I think so we went with a very normal offer and things, and we also saw that it's a new brand, will not work and things. So we learned our lesson. We got rejected in the first proposal we gave to them, and we wanted to start playing with only either the DC or the Superman and the all things, Looney Tunes, or we wanted to go here. Then we did some more research, talked to few people, created our pitch much better, gave a better projection to Disney people. Disney was very hard. So with them came a lot of compliances. They are an international brand, they don't go without compliances, because one wrong step at any small factory also, it affects their brand name. So we had to uplift a lot of production procedures that we had and get it. So it was a costly affair, I would say, in the start, but it worked well.
It reaped the benefits, and I think it's interesting to see that And so, does some of these cartoon characters has a play where even the parents would have watched it and kids also resonate to that same characters? Was that part of your research as well, or part of your, I would say, feedback when you are talking to your customers, like, or because your end user is different than your economic buyer?
That's a simple thing. We are selling to parents, we're not selling to the kids. And in some cases, only it happens that you're selling to kids. But as I said, the liking of a kid changes very fast. A lot of them we have seen. How kid, you must have also noticed that it changes very fast. This day you are getting in a Lego, next day you will be on some different toy. That toy is maybe look back. So that is not a very reliable source for them to get. Few days they would like, then change. So going to few classic things which is evergreen. Iron Man is not going out of fashion, nor is Donald Duck of this. And we as parents have also seen it for generations now, so it's a strong. And when we see trend in streetwear, which we have now, so streetwear things also comes in some application to kids also. So first it will get lost in the streetwear and the menswear things, but they would like to see their kid also wearing some that kind of a design also. Lately, more funky designs and colorful things, full prints have been doing well. So these things are just great.
That's interesting. And probably one last question from my side, and then we'll open it up for the audience. How do you go about handling the NPS or the feedback systems within Amazon, Flipkart, or Amazon? Given it's not like your direct channel where you can't have a control on it. I'm sure there would have been instances where you've been flagged wrongly for whatever you have not committed. Maybe it could be the delivery issue or whatever, right? So how to go about if let's say someone is launching their products and they're starting to see those negative reviews in the first set of few orders or few product lines they're launching, what might be a best way to tackle that?
So these marketplaces do not allow us to reach out to customer directly. That is one privacy that they get. You can ask for a review on Amazon, but other platforms do not do that. They handle that on their own. So we started adding a simple note, or in the card that we put, the tag goes along with it. If you feel there is any problem with the product, you can reach out directly to us and we will try to help you the most. And mostly people try directly going to, rather than going to a marketplace and going through all the automation, they would directly hit up on WhatsApp and they say like, these are the issues, what should we do? And even if we have to hit up via the marketplace, how we do it? Tell us quickly. So we have certain sets of things in that, and even if they have work on a customization or some different kind of things, they reach out, they tell us, send us on WhatsApp and things. So we keep a strong community in WhatsApp. So we are pretty active on WhatsApp and keep pushing our things that these are things are coming up.
That's amazing. So now you have a community of your own that you have scaled.
So whenever someone reaches out to us, we add them, like, this is the channel there, we keep on posting updates, or if any new collection is coming, we do not very much push it or do it. Only new collections when comes in a couple of days or a new offer, we try to push it on those things, but not regularly. But it's there. They can reach out to us. Every car tag that goes to customer has the option to directly reach out to us rather than going to an email or a chatbot or thing. So quick reply is helping us in this manner.
That's amazing. I think it was for a lot of folks who are focusing on D2C versus marketplace. It's a really amazing insight. We've been talking to some of the brands who have first nailed their D2C or Shopify first approach and then shifting towards marketplaces. I think in this scenario, you're also planning to start a D2C.
We have our own website, but the products that we are catering is very basic and things. So I would say it somehow goes into a grocery section for the family to get basic apparel for their kid. And in kids, there is a lot of need for a product. A kid would change 5 to 7 t-shirts a day or even more, because maybe constantly spilling something, water spill, he bumped somewhere, this and that constantly keeps on happening. So there is a lot of need. So up to 5 years, products are needed. It is ordered like a grocery, not very specific to designs, what field exactly I am catering. So that section we specifically want to keep it to the marketplaces, as earlier was discussed today, that going back to a website of a smaller company, it takes a lot of their efforts to think how it will happen, where it will come. In Amazon, you can see clearly that it will be delivered in 2 days, and they know the procedure of the return and where they can reach out and from. When if we give the trust markers to the customer, it helps, but always they have a doubt in the mind.
Sure.
So it happens like that.
That's right. I think so. It all boils down to, go where your customers are, and I think that's a amazing. I'm assuming some of you might have come across, if there are millennials like me, Porter's marketing rules. Anyone? Okay. Yeah. So one rule is go where your customers are. I think in this scenario, it's a clear indication of having a deep insight about where your customers are and doubling down on that specific channel or avenues. That way you are on top of your customers rather than spreading across different channels where your customers where your end users may not be purchasing it, right? So that's, in fact, this is one of the biggest mistakes that some of the early stage founders make, and in not identifying the channel market fit. And I think this is a great lesson to see, if a marketplace is right for you or if it's a D2C is right for you, depending on the purchase behavior, go where your users are. And with that, thank you, Nischal.